Hello and welcome to today's edition of LeeLive. Boy, was I feeling tired about an hour ago, but after a brief workout, after a brief brief period of doing all these things, I'm back, I'm ready to talk about the elephants in the room, okay? Today is the 3rd anniversary of Nintendo Switch. Happy birthday, Nintendo Switch! You have brought me many hours of fun and enjoyment over the past couple of years, more so than the PlayStation or Xbox or PC has ever managed. The Switch is the greatest gaming platform on the market right now, and if you don't own one, you should absolutely go out and get one soon. Animal Crossing is on the way, and that game is going to be spectacular. And but that's not exactly what I wanted to talk about tonight. I did want to talk about the Switch's 3-year anniversary, but the reason I wanted to stream today, the reason I wanted to cover this specific topic on LeeLive, I really wanted to talk about what's going on with Final Fantasy VII R and the weird nonsense that's kind of circling around it right now. Final Fantasy VII is a complete classic. The original release on the PlayStation, it should have been an N64 game, but on the PlayStation and PC, it was never a PlayStation exclusive. Final Fantasy VII is an absolute classic, which makes me extremely upset that this remake seems as poor as it is. I am right now seeing all sorts of weird damage control and weird spinning and weird statements regarding this game, while all of the very real issues that fans have with this are being brushed aside. It's very, very clear that there have been several missteps in the development of this title. Even before the title was even announced, when you just get around to it, you just this is a game that really should have been made for the PS3. When you get right down to it, the Final Fantasy VII Remake was something that was promised as a PS3 game. They showed off that footage of Aeris walking through Midgar on PS3 hardware. It impressed all these fans. It got people talking, and it never actually materialized into a game. It was just Square trying to get people hyped up for the PlayStation 3, which of course was a failure and came far, far behind the Nintendo Wii, which Square did not support at all with any meaningful software. Final Fantasy VII, the remake, has been a hyped up title for over a decade. When you get right down to it, this is a thing that people have been wanting to happen since before the PS3 even came out, because even back then, Final Fantasy VII sort of had like all these dated aspects to it. Like Resident Evil already had a successful remake on the GameCube. There were all these technical advancements, there were all these things they could have done, all these issues with the translation they could have fixed. There are a lot of reasons to really push Square to re-release this game, or remake the game, I should say. But what they've done here with Final Fantasy VII R has been a complete travesty. I think everyone who's a true fan of Final Fantasy VII, not a hanger-on fanboy, the sort of person who is only likes Final Fantasy VII because it's Final Fantasy VII. Like, I'm talking like actual true SquareSoft Final Fantasy RPG fans, like people who actually know what they're talking about, who have played through the game several times, who know it inside and out, who love and appreciate the game, and who were pushing for this remake to happen. These people, the actual players of the game, have been very, very apprehensive about nearly everything this remake has to offer. From the instant it was unveiled in 2015, 5 years ago. Like, it's incredible how that E3 brought us shit like The Last Guardian, Shenmue 3, and now this, the final game in the PS4's lifespan, which was coincidentally is the same one that put them on the map, or allowed people to pretend they were relevant and could compete with Nintendo. Final Fantasy VII R was announced years and years ago, and ever since then, it's been a barrage of ridiculously poor management, poor development decisions, poor art style decisions, poor direction, poor creative decisions in general. And even the way it's not a true remake, it is a reimagining in the vein of Planet of the Apes 2001, in which it takes this classic thing and sort of tinkers with it to the point where it's not good or interesting anymore, because it's very, very easy to ruin a classic piece of media like that. And I think that's what's happened here, is that they are making all of these careless decisions to try and pander to a mass audience, pander to casual gamers, pander to action game fans, pander to Kingdom Hearts fans, pander to fanboys. Like, they're doing all of this stuff, and it's all coming up very short. It's all coming up like, wow, this is their plan. Like, this is what they came up with. An episodic re-release of a game that already exists. Like, we don't know exactly when Final Fantasy VII Part 1 is going to end. Final Fantasy VII R Part 1 is going to end, I say. My estimation is that it's going to end just before they leave Midgar. So Part 2 will be about, like, exploring the world and stuff like that. Maybe that'll be where Aeris dies, and then Part 3 will just be everything that happens afterward. I don't think it's going to be divided into the discs, because that doesn't really make any sense. Like, the entire final dungeon is in the last disc, I think. I'm not completely sure how that's structured, but Final Fantasy VII, like, the weird decisions they've made with this are just unthinkable, and the sheer amount of damage control I've been seeing regarding this. The gameplay was so clunky. No iframes, no canceling. Holy shit, why did they just contract the combat system out to Platinum Games? I wanted to slice people up like in Metal Gear R. Yep. Lots of complaints, yeah. Lots of complaints or pathetic attempts at damage control. It kind of worked, but I had a real hard time trying to get it to play smoothly. Items and skills cost ATB. Barrett's damage is abysmal. Using a special move puts a CD on it. Yep. Rolls blocks, they do nothing. Play with one character, the other one is dumb and doesn't do shit. Want to tell him to use a skill or magic, but I can't because his model is locked in an animation. Have to switch to the character, cue the skill there, switch back to the other character, and continue. It's all so tiresome. What were they thinking? Just unbelievable. MGR. Yep. Lots of complaints. Not a lot of people are talking about this. This is coming out in April. The major release of April, and it doesn't feel like there's a whole lot of genuine hype behind it. It feels completely inane and just empty and just soulless. There's no other way to describe this. Can I bring up the the footage. I was looking for the footage earlier, but I couldn't quite. It's available now, so I won't get a copyright struck. Let's see, Porous 4 footage. Because it is available now. I love how they released it the same day as Breath of the Wild. Oh, this is the biggest game that came out on March 3rd. Let's see. Full walkthrough. So it's about 41 minutes long. Let's see here.
You're a true believer, but you know what I think?
Not interested.
What?
So yeah, all these guys die. Gotta love how they replaced all this gameplay aspect with with the cutscenes. Let's see.
You better be worth the money, Merc. Every last gil.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything that can't run on Switch, by the way. This could definitely run on Switch. No problems at all. Yeah, it looks like a generic action RPG, to be completely honest with you. I can't imagine it plays better than Kingdom Hearts 3. Going by Final Fantasy 15, the big reason I never played it was that because the gameplay, the combat was so awful, like in the demo, and I imagine it's going to be the same here. It doesn't seem to have any depth. It's just sort of just Cloud like running around. Like the entire screen is filling up with sparks. Like, ooh, look at the sparks! Aren't they sparkling? Oh, isn't that only on PS4? It's all flash, no substance, and I think that sums up modern Final Fantasy very well.
C7. They are.
I've seen some like cutscene footage, and it just seems like, you know, badly written, it's badly adapted from the original dialogue. It's adding character traits that weren't really there in the original, like Jessie having a trust. Yeah, like look.
That's sweet, but I'll wait my turn.
Like every other thing she says to Cloud, he's basically like, hey, stick your Buster Sword into me. It's just, holy shit. There's like flirtatious, and then there's like this chick. It's just unbelievable.
If there's one single thing I had to
Like, I would argue it's implied she likes Cloud in the original, but it's like, it's so subtle. But like, that's the thing about the original. It's very, very subtle. It doesn't beat you over the head with anything. It's it lets it be its own. It has like this depth to it. You know what I mean? It has like this entire underbelly of like content and just character drama. Like, I was replaying the original a while back, like a couple of weeks ago, I think it was. I posted about it on Twitter. You can find this tweet if you want. I was essentially marveling at how well Aeris's adopted foster mother, Elmyra, that's her name, right, Elmyra? Elmyra sort of, how it sort of builds her character up and sort of gives her, like, this place in this world. It was such an incredibly beautiful moment for such a minor character. Like, how she met Aeris for the first time. It was so strange and so surreal. Like, I said this in the tweet, like, it's the mark of a great RPG where it can make you care about a minor character like that. And, like, Jessie seems to be going for, like, I want to bang you, but I'm going to die sort of thing. You know what I mean? Which is, like, it's cheap and, like, nowhere near as complex as what we've gotten from the past, from the same game. It's just...
It's a brilliant touch and gives the combat here.
I have a hard time believing this is better than the last story. I really do. Just by looking at it, like, ugh.
Keep it together.
Cannot say I'm impressed. Alright.
We've got to move.
Come on, we gotta move. So yeah, the demo doesn't seem all that well received. It's not getting that many views. People aren't really talking about it. There were a bunch of Square Enix shills earlier yesterday hyping this thing up, like, oh, it's gonna be so good. That's actually why I named the video that, because I was kind of expecting I would be able to find them again today, but I can't seem to do that. most people I'm seeing now seem to be very down on the game. Yep. Stop concern trolling, Barry. This game will be based. What? Barry never would have admitted the demo was good. Like, what is this even talking about? Lots of issues in the demo, but it's old, so hopefully a lot got smoothed out. My main issue, yeah, so they're just making excuses for it. Like, nobody's, like, coming out saying that, like, this looks like complete shit. This is clearly a bug, and probably going to be fixed by release. Yeah, I'm sure it is. Yeah, not going anywhere near this fucking shitstorm. Yeah. That's another thing I haven't really talked about. The other parts. How long is it going to take for us to get a part 2? Like, is Square Enix really going to, like, continue releasing sequels to this on PS4? Like, I find it really strange that they would release a game like this on PlayStation and then not, like, finish it on that same hardware. They could be supporting PS4 for years after this. Unbelievable. Let's see. Let's see, actual criticism, thoughts. Yeah. So lots of people are not happy, and I can see why. It doesn't look. It's not what we wanted from a remake. What we wanted was the original game with prettier graphics. That's it. We don't want rewritten dialogue. We don't want changed characters. We don't want, like, a completely different gameplay system. We wanted the original. And I'm really wondering how normies are going to react to this. I think that's the big thing here. Are normies going to go for it? And I don't think they will. I don't see the same sort of, like, enthusiasm for this like I did for Final Fantasy 15. I could see it selling less than Final Fantasy 15, and Final Fantasy 15 was a disaster. So we'll have to see. I definitely don't expect this is going to outsell Kingdom Hearts 3. Yep. I've been waiting 5 years for this. People were waiting 5 years for this freaking game. It just play the original. That's really all I can say. Played through it this morning to see if it was... Yeah. And I feel the same. Interruptible ATB notch actions with no queue system. Yep. Yeah, everyone I'm seeing seems to, like, be shitting all over it. Wow, let's see. The demo just felt way too short, yeah. At least it plays better than KH3. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Let's, hello there. Plenty of people in chat. I guess we could, stop uploading. Please stop. Uploading what? What exactly do you want me to stop uploading? I'm not uploading anything. I'm, streaming. There is a difference. I hate episodically selling a game because then it feels like they are selling the game in pieces and it's just not completed. Yes! This really should be the big red flag for everyone right now. Right now. Final Fantasy VII R is not complete. They are selling you an incomplete game. That alone should turn people off to it. And I've been hearing speculation from a lot of people that Square is not actively pointing out in their marketing materials that this is an episodic game. Like, it's just Final Fantasy VII R. They're not calling it Final Fantasy VII R Part 1, the Midgar Adventures, or anything like that. They're coming out and saying, this is Final Fantasy VII R. This is the all-time classic. And I'm really curious, like, are people going to pick this game up, not knowing anything about it, and then playing through it, getting to the end, and being disappointed by it. Like, if the Midgar situation, the game might be 10 or 15 hours long. Like, it might be that short. It might even be shorter, to be completely honest with you. I have no idea how they're going to stretch out Midgar that long, but I think they're going to try to do it. And it's going to be a disaster. I think it's going to turn off normies very, very quickly. I don't think people are going to really like the idea of playing this game or being expected to buy a part 2 to continue this story. Like, people hate that. It's become like everyone always said. Everyone said from the beginning, making this episodic was a mistake, and we're going to see that play out with this release. It'll be interesting to see just how much content is missing, but for now, we can definitely say the game isn't all that gorgeous. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look like it plays well. It's not interesting. Okay. PC gaming is dead. Lol. I can't believe he actually said that. The Switch is not the powerful. What? Speak English! Okay. Yes. So, yeah, PC gaming is dead. Switch is the dominant force. Yes. No, they would have to score it to be on Switch for a good frame rate. No, I'm sure they could just port it as it is. I mean, not that I would buy it, but yeah, it shouldn't be that difficult. Like, honestly, I don't know. Xenoblade Chronicles 2... probably has more going on than that game, with like the giant things moving in the background. That's pretty impressive. There's nothing in Final Fantasy VII R that I think the Switch can't do, to be completely honest with you. Like, this idea that the Switch can't run these PS4 games is completely delusional, completely off base, and people need to stop parroting that. The Switch is the best gaming platform right now. Full stop. Yes. Switch needs to release more first-party titles. It's time for a new F-Zero reboot and maybe a Metroid Prime Trilogy collection. Oh, I would love a new F-Zero, dude. Definitely on my list. I need to get my an F-Zero poster. I have a bunch of good stuff, but oof. Last of Us is a great time. No. Don't even get me started on, like, The Last of Us. It's unbelievable. Video Game Lover 58 wants to fight you? Fight me? Like, did he seriously say... Give me a link of him saying that he wants to fight me, okay? I don't believe he actually said that, but if he did, holy shit, okay. What the fuck? Okay. Damn. Alright, so... Lots of people defending the less clear option and labeling this cut-up version of the Final Fantasy VII arc. Why can't these Reset-era people speak English? Saying things like, well, it's longer than that section was in the original, so it's... Why can't they speak English? Okay. Yeah. This is disappointing. Yeah, Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy VII R. What we know about the game. It's developed using Unreal Engine 4, which is an engine that is on Nintendo Switch. I can't think of anything that's using it. Well, because I don't care about the engine, but the point is that the Switch can run that. It's not unheard of, is what I'm getting at. Let's see. This is not developed by the Final Fantasy 15 team, and its combat system is different from 15. Wait, Final Fantasy VII Remake will release March 3rd, 2020? I thought it was in April. That's today. Did it come out to... I don't think it came out today. Otherwise, people will be talking about it. It was delayed, right? By like a month? Because they didn't want to get raped by Animal Crossing and Doom. Yeah, it's going to be amusing seeing Animal Crossing far outstrip this. I can't imagine... I can't imagine Animal Crossing not outselling this, and I think Doom will as well. I can't imagine it not. Like, how much did Doom sell? Damn, only that few? I swear. Damn, everybody I knew was playing, and I imagine it sold a lot more than that. Like, Breath of the Wild, yeah, the game that sucks, they sold like, like 4 times that? Yeah, 4 times that. Over 4 times that already, and it's still climbing. It's just unbelievable. It only sold 4 million units. Weird. I thought it was a lot more than that. All right. That's the impression I got, anyway. Doom. Alright, so... Let's see. So yeah, Final Fantasy VII R, it's gonna have stiff competition. I don't think RPG fans are gonna like it. I don't think like mainstream audiences are gonna like it. Final Fantasy VII fans certainly aren't gonna like it. They're not liking it now, and I think that's going to become more and more evident as this situation proceeds and how it evolves. The demo, I'm not seeing a ton of interesting hot takes on it. So for now, I think we're just going to leave it at that. That like I'm not impressed by what I've seen of the Final Fantasy VII R demo. We waited 5 years for this shit, and that's the end result. A lazy rehash, an action game spin-off of the original classic RPG. It's just unbelievable. Very, very disappointing. Video Game Lover 8 was reading your book on his live stream. He really hates you, dude. Wait, so he bought... did he buy the new one? Because I know he bought the first one. I know he bought Eye of the Dragon. Did he buy Cruel and Beautiful as well? I might as well pull them up here. Let's see. Yeah, now since it came up, I might as well, let's see. Post them in chat so people can check them out. Yes, I am indeed an indie author, and I am indeed promoting my works right now. They are available for purchase right now, and let's see. Come to think of it, Eye of the Dragon, I suppose, does take influences from Final Fantasy. Well, I guess they both do. Anime, stuff like that. I mean, I love this kind of stuff, so of course I take influences from it, but, oops. Yeah, it wasn't directly inspired by Final Fantasy, but like, yeah, you know, magic, you know, swords, fighting, that kind of thing, saving the world. Yeah, it did have an influence on it, or an influence over me in general, I think is a better way to put it. I don't think it was directly inspired by Final Fantasy. Eye of the Dragon was inspired by Dragon Quest IV, actually, of all things. Even though it's nothing like Dragon Quest IV, but so I guess it's kind of inspired by Final Fantasy. So yeah, let's see. I don't know. I'm just a realist when it comes to games being ported to the Switch. It's oh, okay. Yo, you're a Nintendo expert, right? Help a brother out. Is Cadence of Hyrule a lot better than Crypt the Necrodancer? Crypt the Necromancer is a very inconsistent roguelike. Okay. I have not played Cadence because I'm still trying to get through Crypt of the Necrodancer. Like, I really do want to play it. My impression is that they are very similar to one another, but Cadence is slightly easier and more appealing to Zelda fans. I think it has better visuals and it has more of an adventuring aspect. I did play a little bit of Cadence, but like, I personally really like Crypt of the Necrodancer. I think it's a great game. So I am if you don't like Crypt, I don't think you'll like Cadence, but it does, I think, do make radical changes, so you might like it. I certainly don't think it's a bad game, going by what little I've played of it. Man, I really need to play Cadence. I'm a huge fan, but I'm a huge fan. I really like Crypt the Necrodancer, and I'm trying to get through the entire thing. I'm getting really good at it, but yeah, I think Cadence just came out at a bad time for me. Well, Cadence is the reason I bought Crypt, and then I'm still trying to play Crypt. even though Cadence is actually out and I haven't played it yet, even though it's been like, what, 5 months? It came out in September, right? My opinion is that, like, definitely check out Cadence. I think it is appealing to Zelda fans. I think it does change enough of the roguelike elements. If that was your problem in general, I do think Cadence is a bit better about how it like handles the whole adventuring thing. I don't think you have to like replay the same segments over and over and over again like you do in Crypt. There's more of a world map. There's more enemy variety. What I'm getting at is like, I think Cadence is a great game, but if you really don't like Crypt, it might not be for you. Really, I think I think you're gonna have to ask someone who's played both for a more specific explanation. But yes, Cadence did change things from Crypt, but they do fundamentally play very similarly and have certain things in common. But that's my advice. Let's see. All right, it's kind of interesting. Death Stranding. Is anyone else shocked that this game came out in 2019? November 2019. Not even 4 months ago, right? This thing came out and was instantly memory holed. Instantly forgotten. No one is talking about it. No one is remembering it unless it like involves giving Kojima another award for nothing. Like Death Stranding. This girl wasn't bad looking. Death Stranding has been a complete disaster from the very moment we started learning more about it, and I think this was the gameplay footage. Was this the gameplay footage that really emphasized how terrible this was going to be? Maybe it's not the footage, but once we started seeing gameplay for this thing, it all started falling apart. Like we all knew that Death Stranding was a complete pile of shit, right? And a lot of people are in denial about it. A lot of people refuse to admit it, and now the game has been out for 4 months, and no one's talking about it. No one cares about it at all. Like the entire damage control period is over, right? The game is out. Like Sony, it bombed. The sales tanked, and yet no one is talking about it at all. It's so frustrating. It's incredible, right? How on message boards I can still see people complaining about Tokyo Mirage Sessions, about Star Fox Zero, about like Breath of the Wild, Octopath Traveler, all these really, really good Nintendo games. Ever Oasis, Samus Returns. I'm just throwing out names out there, right? The Nintendo Wii in general, the N64, right? People, years down the line, will still rail on these games and consoles like as failures, as being disappointing, as being underwhelming, as being like not up to Nintendo's usual standards. How like Nintendo can't compete with PlayStation. Like they'll do all this crazy shit. Like they'll jump to all these crazy conclusions and make all these crazy statements like ARMS is dead, and somehow Death Stranding can come out. Death Stranding can exist, be hyped up for years as a major new IP from Hideo Kojima, come out, be a disappointment, and be immediately forgotten, like immediately memory hold. Like you're not allowed to talk about this game. You're not allowed to talk about how Kojima dropped the ball. You're not allowed to talk about all the ill-deserved praise towards it. You're not allowed to talk about PlayStation. Like it's like every other disappointing PlayStation game. Knack, Killzone Shadowfall, Octodad, what else even is there? Days Gone, that was another one. The Last Guardian. Like, all these games come out right? They're hyped up among these certain people, the Colin Moriartys of the world, right? Like, I platinum this game. Oh, it's so great. I platinum Days Gone. Playing Nintendo Switches for nerds. You'll see these people come out, attack Nintendo, attack the Switch, attack great new IPs like ARMS, like Octopath Traveler, like Splatoon 2, like, let's see, Pokemon Sword and Shield, right? Like, people, I'm not sure if people are still complaining about Sword and Shield. I actually wanted to, like, look into that, because I haven't heard any real complaints about it since before it came out. It seems like forever ago. But, the weird rage that game inspired, the weird amount of, like, crazy videos, the conspiracy theories, the bullshit, the nonsense, making these grandiose claims. Remember when Little Town Hero was going to have better animations than Pokemon Sword and Shield, and that turned out to not be the case? It's incredible, right? Like, Nintendo games are held to this ridiculous standard where no game is good enough. Meanwhile, PlayStation can release absolute shit like this. Oh, oops. Is my microphone alright? Is my microphone alright? I think I reactivated it. So, PlayStation can release actual shit like Death Stranding and have it be instantly tossed aside in favor of the new things. Hello, Dreams! That's another thing I didn't really talk about. Is there's a reason I didn't talk about this, because Dreams is completely irrelevant when you get right down to it. It has, like, there are a couple of e-celebs talking about it and hyping it up, but I don't think the interest is really there. It's another Little Big Planet, essentially. Like, game critics and these journalists and these shills are coming out trying to pretend it's some spectacular, amazing thing that's never been done before, when really it's not all that impressive or interesting. It's just baffling, and seeing people try to, like, Mario Maker, how can it compete? It's embarrassing. It really is. I do not believe that. There is no way that Video Game Donkey was not paid for his review of this game. I suspect this guy was as well. Video Game Donkey, I am specifically calling out as being a paid shill for it, because it's so inorganic and so fake. Like, why are these e-celebs coming out making videos about these new games and then never talking about them again? It's super disappointing. And look at this. This is the power of Dreams. You can make a Unity game. Essentially, something you can make in, like, a PC. Like, really, it's just, wow. To suggest this is somehow more impressive than Mario Maker is downright laughable. Like, Mario Maker has, like, all this technical stuff you can do. It's intuitive, it's easy, it's quick. And it's a lot of fun to just play. From what I understand, the game... the game doesn't play all that well. People don't make very good games in Dreams, and the most people got excited about was seeing Nintendo IPs on PlayStation and all the Sonic shit, and just... not impressive. Not impressive at all. Not impressed. Isn't Dreams just a ripoff of Project Spark by the Little Big Planet team? I suspect it is, actually. I don't know anything about Project Spark. I didn't play it, but from what I understand, it's basically the same thing, which makes the whole hyping this up thing even more embarrassing. It just... ooh. Oh wait, I didn't stay up to date with my chat. Yeah. I feel like those passionate with PlayStation like the warm embrace of gaming acceptance. If you want PlayStation, it's some weird badge of acceptance. I can't explain it. Yes, that is absolutely true. That is the mindset of like the video game lover 58s of the world. Is that they are trying to be accepted by the community. Like they're trying to cyberbully people who like other games, who like other video game consoles. They're trying to prove to themselves that they're cool and popular for owning a particular video game brand. That's the entire appeal, I think. That's the mindset behind it. Because I keep seeing that. Like I keep seeing this behavior from this very specific group of people. PlayStation fanboys, PC and Xbox fanboys don't like sort of demonize other studios the way that PlayStation fans do, like near constantly. It's so bizarre seeing them like go after everything Nintendo, everything Xbox. The weird way they try to like pretend they're not fanboys. It's something else, and it's something I'd like to write a paper on or something, like go into depth about the psychology behind it, because I'm really very interested in seeing where that how that turns out. Is it purely PlayStation's marketing? I think it must be, because a lot of these people, because again, I noticed this very, very young among people who like read third-party gaming magazines, Game Informer and stuff like that, like went to these websites. They were pushed against Nintendo, actively pushed to not like Nintendo as much as the other companies, and that I think was despicable. All right. So all right. Let's see. So I talked about Death Stranding. How long have I been streaming? 42 minutes. Wow. All right, so that's probably about it. Okay, so everything I wanted to talk about when it came to those two topics. So let's celebrate. Let's see. Are there any other good videos? Yeah, I love how I stream other people's videos and not just make my own. But yeah, it's Nintendo Switch games. I guess we'll just play this. Yeah, so the Nintendo Switch is, as of today, 3 years old. It's probably about, halfway, maybe a little under halfway through its lifespan, and it's been a massive, massive success so far. I expect that we are going to see... we're going to see more greatness in the future. Yep, Ring Fit Adventure, great new Nintendo IP. I really enjoy that. I guess we could just go through a list of game footage. Oh, Link's Awakening. Oh, I love that one. Classic. Really good remake. This is what a remake should be. Like, look, Link's Awakening is one of my all-time favorite games, right? So I would have been pissed if they made it like 3D, completely changed the atmosphere, the story, and added more shit that didn't need to be there. No, what they did with this remake was just took the original game and improved the visuals, gave it like a slightly open world, which is something I never thought I would want in a game like this, and gave it some minor improvements, including like a dungeon maker, which is awesome. I was really, really pleased with this remake, and I expect a lot of younger fans are going to like discover this game for the first time because of it, and that's what a remake should be. It shouldn't be disrespectful to the source material. So that's what Final Fantasy VII should have been, more like Link's Awakening. Yep, Cuphead. Cuphead's not my favorite indie game of all time or anything, but I like it quite a bit. It's not bad.
utterly dropped.
When's the DLC coming out? Wasn't the DLC supposed to be out like by now? I thought it was. Have they really not released it yet?
Beautifully
Or has it been out forever and I just didn't hear about it?
It is cripplingly difficult at times.
Yeah, so it's not my favorite game ever, but I like it quite a bit. Yeah, so Dragon Quest 11. I need to get back to that. I've been playing like old Dragon Quest. I'm on Dragon Quest 2. Okay, I'm not playing 11. I'm on 2. So yeah, it's a great series. I really like it. Oh, I have not played this. Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair. So if the original was a Banjo-Kazooie knockoff, this is a DKC knockoff. I've heard it's actually better than the original, but I'm not optimistic. Like, the original was a bad Banjo-Kazooie. This looks like a bad DKC. Like, I don't want Donkey Kong Country 3 2. I'm sorry, I have no interest in it. A lot of people will say it's good, but I don't know. Like, it has high production values for an indie game, I suppose. Like, look at these backgrounds. It does look like Donkey Kong Country Returns. Like, it just level design looks like crap. Let's see. Oh, Pokemon Sword and Shield! Love it, love it, love it. I think I'm gonna play Sword and Shield after I sign off for the night. I really enjoyed it. Actually, I'm still enjoying it. There's lots of stuff to do.
Maybe not. I mean, it does a lot of things right.
Lots of Pokemon I need to catch. Oh, by the way, if you want a copy of Pokemon Shield, hit me up because I need to catch them all, and I'm gonna need a Shield copy to do that, and I don't have access to one at the moment. No, I do not have a girlfriend who owns Pokemon Shield. I just alright.
I think Pokemon Sword
so disappointing.
Okay.
So yes,
in a long time. The wild area alone, for all its warts, is absolutely wonderful and really
super underrated game in general. Oh, Astral Chain, yeah, fantastic new IP. Definitely one of the most inventive, or not the most inventive, but definitely the most ambitious, I would say. That's a better way to put it. It's ambitious, but it doesn't quite hit the same mark that I think ARMS did. This is a pretty good game, but it's not one of Platinum's best. I do think The Wonderful 101 was better, and I do think Bayonetta 1 is better. There are plenty of things I like about it, but it could have been a lot better. Here's hoping we get a sequel. A Nintendo exclusive sequel. I shouldn't have to specify that, considering this is a Nintendo IP, but alright, so what is this?
This one contains a game that was never released over here.
What even is this? Is this a Mana game?
Trials of Mana. The Mana series is one that basically passed me by my entire
I don't even know what this is. Oh, I think it is. Oh yeah, it is Secret of Mana. Okay. Yeah, so that must be Secret of Mana 2. Right.
If you can tell from the way I've pronounced that, I have no idea what this
I don't know what this is either. So there's still plenty of games on a Switch I haven't bought yet. Alien Isolation. Ugh. Some people really like this, but I own it on Xbox. So no, not this shit. No, get away from me. Hellblade, that's not very good either.
Yes, it's Dragon's Dogma.
Dragon's Dogma. I need to get back into that. I really liked what I played of it. Let's see. Yeah, the Switch has had a really good couple of years. Mario Maker 2. Yep, classic. I need to play that some more too. The Tourist. Ooh, I need to play that. I've heard nothing but good things about it.
But you have to find them yourself.
3 Houses. Oh, I saw my waifu Edelgard. My little dictator girl. Oh, that's Rhea. My little fascist waifu. Oh wait, where is she? I might as well. There she is. No, it's Rhea. Yeah, there's Edelgard. Okay. Oh, you don't even see her head. Oh, there we go. There she is. All right. My little fascist. Okay.
It reminds me a lot of things like
My Little Napoleon. Okay.
I wouldn't say that personally, Ori and the Blind Forest.
Ori. Yeah, Ori is not bad.
The genre of this game is nothing. But as I'm sure I don't need to tell you,
I don't know what this game is.
This is just
I've heard good things about it, but I don't know, man. It gives me that like JoJo feeling of being super camp. I just hate that shit.
So wonderful and so bizarre. It is sadly over a lit, and I love it. It's arguably a little bit.
Oh, Cadence of Hyrule.
The games in certain
Yep.
regards, but the fact that you've got to do pretty
yeah, I
much
definitely need to play this.
When you do,
So yeah, definitely lots of indie games, lots of great first-party games. It's been a great couple of years for Nintendo Switch. Definitely great. Yes, Earthbound needs to come on Super Nintendo Classic, definitely. Hopefully soon. Maybe they should release Earthbound Beginnings first on NES Classic before releasing Mother 2, but Earthbound, but we'll see. That reminds me that I really need to finish Mother 3, or play Mother 3. I have not played it at all since I bought it, like since I acquired my copy, so yeah, I need to get on that. Pokemon Sword is fire. Yes, it is. I haven't heard a lot of complaints about it since it came out, and I think there's a good reason for that. I think it's legitimately really good. I'm a big fan of the game. It's not my favorite generation. I do think Gen 7 was better. Gen 7 and 5 were definitely better, but Gen 7, 5, and Soul Silver were better. I don't like saying Gen 4 was better because, like, when I say Gen 4, I mean, like, Soul Silver. Like, I don't remember Pearl at all. Like, I don't know what I was doing, like, in that time, like, after Pearl came out, but before Soul Silver did. Like, I have no idea. Like, that entire, like, what was it, like a 2-year span? Pokemon Pearl. That entire span of time is like a complete blur to me. It's really, really weird. Like, I thought it was a lot longer than it actually was. Pearl. Yeah, so 2006. So it was it really 3 years? Oh, wow. It was the same generation, too. Wow. Wow, that's really weird. Wow. They really took that long to make... Wow, that's really bizarre. I guess it was worth it because the games are great. But, yeah, so I guess it was 3 years. Damn! So was that, like... Damn, it really was 3 years. I wasn't playing a lot of Pokemon then, apparently. Because I got back into it after Soul Silver came out. Yeah, I don't remember Pearl at all, dude. I've lost my copy years ago, before Soul Silver even came out. Like, oof. And I didn't care for Pearl when I first played it. I thought I was actually growing out of Pokemon when it first came out. And that reminds me, I think that's kind of the problem that people are having with Pokemon right now, is that, like, a lot of people are growing out of it and growing new interests, and don't necessarily like the fact that Pokemon isn't in their interest anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's all that it is, really. Like, Sword didn't do anything wrong, to be completely honest with you. Like, even the Dex cut that people, like, spurred so much about, like, it was a complete non-issue. And in fact, I think in the end, it actually made for a better game because of it's improving the how valuable certain Pokemon are in certain generations. It's going to be interesting. Like, some Pokemon are going to be very, very, very rare and very hard to get in certain games, and I think that's going to be very, very exciting to collectors. It's going to increase the value of some, like, certain kinds of Pokemon, some certain species. Definitely exciting. I put almost 300 hours in Pokemon Sword. Holy shit, that many. I'm nowhere near that much. Like, I'm like, a fraction of that. I have not had time. But again, I'm like, you know, I have a full-time job. I have, like, my writing career. I'm, like, YouTubing, streaming, talking about games, like, doing all of this stuff, right? I just don't have... I just don't have the time to play, like, 300 hours of Pokemon. What about Pokemon Platinum? Okay, so... I was not able to buy Pokemon Platinum, so I have not played Pokemon Platinum. I hear it's amazing, and really brought forth, like, the golden age of Pokemon, I think. And I'm told that by fans, but I myself have not played it, because back in the day, I was dirt poor and didn't want to buy multiple versions of the same game. So I didn't buy Emerald, even though I really wanted to, and I didn't buy Platinum, even though I wanted to, and I didn't buy Black 2, even though I really wanted to. It's only recently that I got around to like buying Ultra Sun. Like Gen 7 is the first generation where I felt like able that I could reasonably afford to be able to buy more of these games. So yeah, that was my logic not buying Platinum, and I kind of regret it because considering it's such a classic. I strongly suspect Black 2 would be one of my favorite games of all time if I actually got a copy, but I haven't been able to get one yet, so we'll have to see. There is a Detective Pikachu issue. Yes, I have seen the Detective Pikachu movie, and I have played the game. I am yes. Gen 6 was the worst. Yes, I hate Gen 6. Yes. I need to expand my Pokemon collection. There are quite a few spin-off games that I don't own. I don't own Hey You Pikachu. I know it's like notoriously terrible, but it's like you get to talk to a Pikachu. Like, how is that not the coolest thing ever? It's just I would love to play it or at least try it. It's on my list for sure. I'm not sure what else is out there. I think I own. I think some Pokemon Ranger games. I need Pokemon XD. There are some major ones. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, the remake, is coming out in a couple of days, so that's going to be exciting. But we need more spin-off games like that. It's just been too long, I think. Detective Pikachu was great, but I'm ready for something else. That came out a couple of years ago, right? 2018, right? It was one of the last major 3DS games. 2018 or 2017. I want to say it was 2018, because I think it came out after Samus Returns. Yeah, so it was really good. My entire gaming collection, yeah, it might be interesting. I think I'm going to do that when I pick up my improved camera. I'm actually using a webcam right now. I'm going to pick up a kind of a YouTube viable camera for streaming and stuff like that. I think I'll go over my entire collection then, because there's a lot of stuff. Like I'm not sure how many games I have. Probably a couple of, probably at least 1,000 to be honest with you. I'll have to count them. A couple of hundred for sure. It was like 300 when I last counted, but that was several years ago. And I'm not sure where it's at. And then like I have weird things, like I have games without cases, DS games without cases. I keep them in a special case, a bag. It just, yeah, I'll have to like organize that. But it is something I'm gonna do eventually. I own more than I own a ton of games for sure. Yep, it's almost 10. My time is almost up. I would like to play some games and enjoy myself, so unless something else, I think I am ready to sign off. Alright, so thank you all for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, check out my books, check me out on Twitter. I'm going to be very active going forward. I'll definitely be covering Final Fantasy VII R. I'll be covering this more PlayStation shenanigans, Platinum games I have my eye on, and I'm always playing new and interesting games all the time. So right now, I think I'm going to boot up Cave Story and try to get through that, which I am really, really looking forward to. So until next time,